Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to Al Jazeera, Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas has announced that the first legislative elections in 20 years will be held on November 28th across the Palestinian territories, including the occupied West Bank, East Jerusalem, and Gaza. The announcement comes under mounting international pressure from countries like France and Saudi Arabia, which are urging reforms within the Palestinian Authority in exchange for much-needed financial assistance. The last legislative election was held in 2006, resulting in a surprise victory for Hamas that eventually led to a deep political split with Abbas's Fatah party and Hamas taking control of Gaza. However, severe logistical and political challenges threaten the upcoming vote. Israel's cooperation is required to allow voting in occupied East Jerusalem, a major obstacle that previously led to the cancellation of elections in 2021. Furthermore, the ongoing war in Gaza has displaced nearly the entire population of 2.1 million and destroyed over 90% of the enclave's infrastructure. Without proper registry updates and intact infrastructure, organizing a ballot in Gaza remains an immense challenge. Abbas, who has ruled by decree since 2005, also announced early presidential elections for next year. NHK reports that recent extreme rain and wind disasters across China have resulted in more than 70 deaths. The severe weather, initiated by Tropical Storm Maysak earlier this month, has caused extensive destruction in several regions. In the Guangxi-Zhuang Autonomous Region, flooding following a reservoir breach has left 39 people dead and 9 missing. Local reports also mention that hundreds of snakes escaped from a flooded farm, resulting in one fatality from a snake bite. In Hebei Province, tornadoes caused 11 deaths and over 300 injuries, while a landslide in Gansu Province claimed 21 lives. Chinese President Xi Jinping has directed authorities to prioritize rescue and evacuation operations. Meanwhile, weather officials are warning citizens to remain vigilant as Typhoon Bavi is expected to approach eastern China by the weekend, bringing further risks of heavy rainfall and high winds. According to a report by Liberty Times, US President Donald Trump threatened to immediately suspend all trade with Spain, labeling the country a bad partner during a NATO summit in Ankara, Turkey, due to disputes over defense spending. However, shortly after, Trump softened his rhetoric while returning to the U.S. aboard Air Force One. The shift in attitude came after Trump was informed that Madrid has significantly boosted its defense spending in recent years. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez stated at the summit that Spain has more than doubled its defense budget since 2017, reaching nearly 33 billion euros, which allows the country to meet NATO's target of spending 2% of its GDP on defense this year. While Sanchez played down the friction and described his talks with Trump as friendly, Spain's left-wing government remains opposed to Trump's proposed future target of 5% by 2035. Arguing that military budget increases must respond to real threats rather than compromise social welfare. It remains unclear whether Trump's trade embargo threat will be completely retracted, as U.S. officials are reportedly preparing a list of Spanish products that could face potential import bans. According to a report by CNBC, artificial intelligence startup Anthropic has appointed former Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke to its long-term benefit trust. This trust serves as the company's unique independent governance body, which is responsible for advising leadership and appointing board members to ensure that the long-term benefits of AI outweigh its associated risks. Crucially, members of the trust do not hold any equity in the startup and are compensated solely for their time. Bernanke, who chaired the Federal Reserve from 2006 to 2014 and received the Nobel Prize in Economics in 2022, will leverage his vast economic expertise to help Anthropic analyze and navigate how AI technologies are transforming the global economy. He joins Neil Buddy Shaw, Richard Fontaine, and Mariano Florentino Qualer as the fourth member of the trust. Founded in 2021 by former OpenAI researchers, Anthropic is currently valued at $965 billion and is reportedly preparing for a major initial public offering as early as this year. According to a report by Sing Tao, a Berlin court has sentenced a 41-year-old German palliative care physician, Johannes M., to life imprisonment and issued a lifetime ban on his medical practice. The doctor was found guilty of murdering 15 patients between 2021 and 2024. Prosecutors revealed that he administered lethal combinations of drugs during home visits without the patient's consent and subsequently set fires to cover up his crimes. The victims were aged between 25 and 94. While they suffered from severe illnesses, they were not terminally ill. Throughout the year-long trial, the doctor mostly remained silent but eventually confessed to killing 12 of the patients, claiming he believed he was acting in their best interest to spare them from pain and debility. However, grieving family members provided heartbreaking testimonies, stating that their loved ones had a strong desire to live and had even been planning future trips. Authorities suspect these 15 cases may only be the tip of the iceberg, as prosecutors are actively investigating another 76 suspicious deaths associated with the doctor. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.